19-point victory. I have faith in you guys. I have faith in you guys. I mentioned the two teams, and one of the similarities between the two teams, there's star power at the top, and there's some great role players for both teams. The Liberty completely revamped the roster this offseason. They acquired Breanna Stewart, Jonquel Jones, Courtney Vandersloot. The three of them in particular, what have they brought to your team, and why do you think that it's worked so well so fast?
Yeah, well, first off, just experience. They're veteran players who have won at the highest level, and so they came in with a lot of experience for us being a really young team, but also just who they are as people. Having this super team narrative, if you bring in players that have egos and want the ball and want 40 shots a game and only care about themselves, it doesn't work. But this group that we have assembled here in New York, we really play for one another and understand that we just want to win and we want to do it together. Sometimes it's going to be JJ's night, it's going to be Stewie's night, Sloot's night, and we're happy for one another. And I think that's why it works. It's because we're not playing for ourselves, but for the chance to win a championship and bring that to New York and understanding what that means for this organization.
Yeah, you're talking about sacrifice, and when you use that sort of term, I immediately think of Jonquel, who was the MVP of the WNBA just 2 years ago. Her counting stats are down, her minutes are down, but she has this amazing impact on the game, and she was the MVP of the Commissioner's Cup. When she's at her best for this team, and in particular, she's going to have to be at her best in the playoffs, what does that look like? It's not, to me, it's not necessarily going out and getting 30 points, right? So what is the best version of her for this team?
Well, when she's at her best, we're unstoppable. She's just that 5 presence under the basket that will get 15 boards a game. 7 of those will be offensive boards, putbacks, or kick out for a 3 opportunity. Her defensive presence of just being able to alter shots in the paint, let us get rebounds and run in transition. So it's when we're firing on all cylinders and everyone's doing their job, we're a really tough team to beat. And we know what that looks like when she's dominating. And that's been the tough part, is just everyone's come into a new role and having to figure that out and do so and wanting to peak at the right time. And I believe that this month of August, we've really started to peak and got to get that into September and October as well.
Yeah. The other player that I wanted to talk about is Stewie, who's won an MVP, who's won championships. I know we talked after the game that I brought my boys to in June. That game, I think she had 32 and was like 15 of 20 from the field. Last night, she had 40. It feels like there's nothing she can't do on a basketball court. And I brought this up on the podcast after that game, and I talked about it actually yesterday with the Dunker Spot guys. It just seems like she makes the game so easy. It's easy for her, and she makes the game so easy for everybody else. Is there anything about playing with her? You obviously competed against her for a while. Is there anything about playing with her that surprised you or reaffirmed your sort of thoughts about her as a player?
I mean, she's just exceptional in every way. She's 6'4", she can play 1 through 5, she can guard 1 through 5. But also just her leadership ability. She came in, she just has perspective. We'll be down by 15 in the 4th quarter, and she's just calm, cool, collected. She's been there, and she keeps us steady, and then we come back and we win. And she's just, yeah, it's another day at the office for her. So it's pretty impressive. I mean, her scoring ability at all 3 levels, she shoots the 3 incredibly well. She's able to take players off the dribble. She's able to do a little bit of everything at a really high level. So I know for me, for all of us, we just look up to her and, what she's done over the last couple of years, especially after coming back from an Achilles injury, to be able to do what she's doing and having hopefully an MVP, year. She's our MVP, but being able to do so on the New York Liberty as her first team that she's left from Seattle and doing it in the first year is really impressive.
I don't have a vote, but she would be my MVP too. Just saying.
Absolutely.
Actually,